On January 2nd, Berel and I went to visit a hospital to visit Jewish patients, and on the list was a Jewish woman in the women's services. So we went together, and it turns out this is a woman who just had a baby, a New Year's baby. So we spent time with them, spoke with them, someone who we met in the past but not involved. A Jewish little girl was born on New Year's in Santa Fe. Birth is a beautiful thing, a miracle, family, children, but it takes a lot of effort. It's the last moments are the most difficult, the last moments of before birth. Although I have 6 children, I can only imagine what that pain is. Very, very painful, birth, but the miracle comes right after that. In this week's Torah reading, we read about the Exodus. We read about the slavery and the Exodus in Egypt. And the story is, it recounts the story of Moses being born and his mother and his sister caring for the women in Egypt, the Jewish women in Egypt. They were the midwives of Egypt. Very famous story, the Jewish midwives who defied the Pharaoh when he asked them and he commanded them to murder every Jewish child. At the end of the Torah reading, we have the story of Moses coming back to Egypt on behalf of God and telling the people that are going to be redeemed. There's going to be an exodus. Miracles are going to happen. And when he comes and tells Pharaoh that it's time to let the people go so that they should serve God on Mount Sinai, Pharaoh says, not only I'm not going to let them go, but I'm going to make life more difficult for them. Life became much more difficult after Moses went to Pharaoh. And Moses returns to God and he says, Lama harei oisa la'amazeh. Why have you done this evil to the people? And me'az basi al parai, since I came to Pharaoh, it became worse. And God says, you just wait. It's happening right now. Before birth, it's very painful. Before the day breaks, it's pretty dark. It feels darker. And before the redemption, exile gets much more difficult. We're looking forward to another redemption. God promised us, the prophets have promised us that we're going to be redeemed. The world is going to be redeemed. The Jewish people are going to be redeemed. We're experiencing very, very difficult times. But we're sure, just like in the Torah reading, just like in the first Exodus, it gets darker before it gets light. We are on the cusp of major miracles, God willing. May God show us these miracles. May we experience the birth, the rebirth of the Jewish people with the coming of Mashiach. Shabbat Shalom.